For a nation that has waited decades to matter on the world's biggest football stage, one stoppage-time goal just changed everything. Canada came into the 2026 FIFA World Cup carrying a complicated kind of hope. As one of three host nations, alongside the United States and Mexico, they had automatic qualification, which meant they never had to fight their way in. For some, that raised a quiet question. Would they be ready? Would they belong? Their group stage had given mixed signals, moments of promise, moments of struggle. But they survived, they advanced, and now, for the first time in the history of Canadian men's football, they stood at the door of the knockout rounds, a place the program had never, ever been before. Then came South Africa. And then came that moment.
Canada's men's national team has made history at the FIFA World Cup, advancing to the round of 16 after winning their first ever knockout game.
Canada! Canada!
Canada scoring the winner in stoppage time to beat South Africa 1-0 in Los Angeles, sending our entire country into celebrations. Canadians united behind the team, cheering from home or at watch parties from coast to coast.
A 1-0 win. Stoppage time. Los Angeles. History made. But what was happening inside that stadium told a story words alone couldn't carry. The score was one thing. The atmosphere was something else entirely.
That was the sound of thousands of fans who had packed the PNE Amphitheater to the gills as they finally got that relief that they were looking for when the ball went in the back of the net in extra time. The game kind of played out a bit of a snoozer for a while, with some interesting play from the South African squad, some maybe not calls from the referee, and the fans inside the amphitheater were on edge for every single moment. And then, as you saw there, that final moment, the relief, the goal in extra time to send Canada on to the next round. It was just extreme jubilation inside, and after that, we caught up with a few fans to see how they felt.
As soon as I put my boy Davies on, we knew it was in the bag. Let's go! Let's go!
And in the final minutes, we got the goal, and it was amazing. Oh, I'm so proud.
We won all the board battles. We got it. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Canada is here to win.
Go Canada!
The win for Canada is history for the nation. The first ever win for the men's national team in the knockout stage of the World Cup. You might say it goes straight into the pantheon of Canadian heritage moment. And CBC spoke with Canadian soccer legend Bob Lenarduzzi about what this moment could mean for the future of soccer in Canada.
Listen to what that fan said. As soon as I put my boy Davies on, we knew it was in the bag. That's not just fan excitement. That's belief. Real, earned belief in a team that, not long ago, most of the world wouldn't have been able to name. The significance here goes beyond football. Canada has historically lived in the shadow of its neighbors when it comes to sport. And specifically, in the sport the rest of the world calls the sport. Hockey owns the Canadian identity. But football was always someone else's game. Until now. Political and cultural context co-hosting a World Cup carries enormous national pressure. Governments invest billions. Reputations are built and broken. And for Canada specifically, there was an unspoken anxiety. What if the host nation embarrasses itself on home soil? What if the team that represents the country gets knocked out early and quietly? That fear is now gone. And it matters politically, not just emotionally. Canada went into this tournament navigating a difficult moment in its own national conversation, questions of identity, unity, and its place in a rapidly shifting North American relationship with the United States. A World Cup run, improbable and electric, has a way of cutting through all of that noise. Sport has always been one of the few forces powerful enough to make an entire country feel like one thing at once. And on this night, it did exactly that. Why this matters? This is not just Canada's first knockout win. This is a signal. A generation of Canadian footballers, many of them products of the same youth system that produced Alphonso Davies, has now delivered a result that will be replayed for decades. The road ahead is harder. Morocco or the Netherlands await in the round of 16. Either opponent carries far more tournament pedigree. But the fans in Vancouver aren't thinking about that right now. And honestly, that's the point. History doesn't wait for the convenient moment. It arrives in stoppage time, in front of thousands of screaming fans, in a country that finally, has a football story worth telling. But as Canada celebrates, the tournament itself is accelerating. 16 teams remain. The margin for error has disappeared. And the question now facing every nation still standing is the same one Canada just answered about itself. Do you have what it takes when it truly matters?